Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be covering in the Scarlett samples. We are going to be covering the Stanley Parable. Parable? I am really bad at that word. The Stanley Parable. And I know exactly zero things about it, so it should be a really interesting, fun, blind playthrough. I really wanted to say thank you so much to the developers for gifting me a copy of the game. If you would like to check it out, feel free to check it out on Steam. As of right now, it looks like it is able to be purchased for about $25. That's in US dollars. And from what I've been told, the less you know about it, the better. So if you are going to watch maybe the first few minutes and then decide that you want to watch it, I completely understand. Put me on mute. But make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit those buttons so that I can continue to bring you all wonderful content. Sorry. Again, thank you so much to Crows for the gift of the game. And I hope that you greatly enjoy it. Let's get started. As you can see, I haven't even checked. As you can see, I haven't even checked the subtitles yet. But I'm going to click English and confirm. And I have not played the Stanley Parable before. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Hope it's not a horror game because I don't do very well with those. Okay. All right. Enter the current time. It is 2:58. Oops. Oh my gosh, it's gonna make me do all of it. All right. 2:58 p.m. Here we go. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and click begin the game. The end is never the end is never the end is loading. Don't know how I feel about the end loading. At least he's happy.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Okay.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, I'm Stanley. Oh, okay. I hate Mondays. Okay. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I mean-
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I need to change my sensitivity a little bit. And then also change my mouse sensitivity just a little. Okay, I cannot do that. Okay, well, that's fine. Resume the game. All right,
No
so
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I like that they say that as I'm like thoroughly searching the room. I think Stanley has Heelys on. He is really zipping. A coffee mug. I like that everyone has an I Hate Mondays mug.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
$4.13. Okay, can't open that door. I love the generic office prints. That's amazing. They need like the motivational, like, hang in there. You got this. Hard work is teamwork. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So, ooh. Meeting schedule. Rip Franz. Group cable planning. This box is too small. Do not alter without consulting the whiteboard manager. Okay. Whoa, God. It changed. I was not expecting that. Number of slides on the slide. Slides, charts, slides. What do people want? Things. Happy feelings. Violet James, you are fired. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please no more charts. I'm begging you, stop. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return your boss appreciation specialist. Resolving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee, like your self, but more inclined towards conflict and less... Okay, alright. See, this is what I'm talking about. Nature, success, spring break, talk radio. Bi-quarterly post-review review. We need less reviews. 402 plus 405. Want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put to teenage demographic, put a big net, like some sort of child trap. throw something in the ideas bin. 1, no more bins or trash cans. 2, rename the ideas. 3, firing of main idea of bins. Okay. To do, synergize core value expenditures. Already off to a solid start. Go up to his office. Oh, hey look, I found a broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
This game is so snarky. I love it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if you go downstairs? Oh, that does not look like the right area. We're not gonna... Should I go in the death pit? I think I should go in the death pit. Oh, it's just a red light. Oh. That's interesting. Fire hose.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Okay.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post.
Oh, so you don't have to go upstairs.
Hard for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Okay.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Oh my god.
These rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yes.
No, Stanley said to himself. This is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
Oh my gosh.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Oh my god.
He marveled that he had still not woken up.
I love the
How was he remaining so lucid? And
baby.
then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about
Oh my gosh.
describing me, thinking about how it's describing
My thoughts, he thought.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's...
Oh my gosh. I think this is hell.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all,
1,
he knew for certain,
2,
without doubt, that this was in fact
B,
a dream.
4.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
A, B,
He closed
11,
his eyes
12.
gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
I wish it to
I
be
wish it would
over.
be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
There's ticking in the
I want
background.
my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a past. Yes, I am real.
I am a real girl.
Tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh my gosh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh my God.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
I died.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and
Yep.
by extension, the rest of her life.
Obviously.
She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
The end is never the end is never the end. Okay, well that was an interesting first session of the Stanley Parable. I don't exactly know what happened other than I think I found a rebellious ending and I just can't. That was super great. I think I'm gonna have to do some more videos of this in the future because it was very good to have some consequences for your actions. It's kind of like those games where it's like pick your own ending for Goosebumps, but also meets the movie where Will Ferrell's life is being, narrated in it. So yeah, definitely give it a check out if you guys are interested. I will be posting some more videos of the Stanley Parable here in the future. For right now, that was a episode of Scarlett Samples. If you enjoyed what you saw and enjoyed my awful singing, feel free to hit like and subscribe, and that way you'll always get notifications. We are working towards 1,000 subscribers so that we can get some less hairy YouTube links and, of course, try to work on making it a little bit more enjoyable for everyone. So, in the meantime, I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye!